Are you being a good dog? It's a little cooler today. I probably got greasy hands. I don't want to pet you. Get your white fur all greasy. Looking for rats, Stella? Are you? Rabbits? Squirrels? Always something. What are we looking for? We've got a new delivery. The guy is unloading a little blue Isetta off the truck. So small. So tiny on that big bed. Oh my goodness. We've got one more Isetta to work on. Holy cow. That's what we needed. Let me see. Roll over. Come on. Let me see you roll. Good girl. Oh, you're all dirty. You're a dirty dog, Stella. Hey there. Welcome back to the Two Stroke channel. I'm not sure if I introduced myself. My name is Mark. And this is my shop dog, Stella. We've been filming all our bespoke little cars for some time. It's hot today. This is Portland, Oregon. It was 108 degrees yesterday. Today it's not quite lunchtime, and I think it's 90 something. Oh, it's 90. A little maybe more. Nope, not quite 90. We're gonna talk about some stuff here. You know, when they say it rains, it pours. It's not rainy. It's summertime. It's the middle of August. But when it rains, it pours as far as Isettas go, and I'm not sure. I might not have made that clear, but I think I'm going to now. So I like dabbling with these microcars. I'm doing some work for a bunch of people. This is a British built, I think it's a 59 Isetta. Has a lot of differences. It's been in before. You can see the taillights are different. The bumpers are different. A lot of little bespoke items are different. Beautiful car, white top. Got to keep it in the shop. Got to keep it clean. We also have a cabriolet sliding window, a regular German Isetta, and then we have my Isetta up front there, which is not a cabriolet. You can see the differences here in the window glasses and the folding rear window. That's kind of a good view of that. We have microcars spread out all over the shop, and we're going to go through them. Even have them hanging from the ceiling. There's a Subaru 360 van. There's a DKW 36, a Renault Dauphine, a Honda 600, and we are getting ready to put the engine back into IMA today, which is another Isetta. So we've got 4, and I've got another one on the way. So we have a bumper crop of Isettas. We're going to have 5 Isettas in the shop tomorrow. I just seem overwhelmed with microcars. There's another N600, a Subaru 360 sedan, and a Subaru 360 van. Today we are doing the clutch on our BMW Isetta engine rebuild. You can see I've got the fan on. I hope you can hear me okay. I've also got the air conditioner on because it's going to be hot. This is a nice cool pool workspace. The rest of the shop is hot, but right in this area right here, it's cool. That's really the only spot in the shop that can stay below 80 degrees. So, have you ever seen an Isetta clutch? It's pretty neat. It's like a motorcycle. We have a pressure plate like this that goes inside the flywheel, like that. So this flywheel surface is not even used. That goes in there, and then these plates, I'm going to do it just like it is. So that plate, let's say it's in the flywheel. This plate goes on top of it. This new disc goes on top of that, and this plate, like a motorcycle, goes on top of this. There is a spacer that goes in there. The old clutch was really knackered. You can see the lining on this one is about ready to fall off, and the plates are very, very worn. So we're going to get that fixed up, and then we're going to stab this engine back into IMA. The valves have been adjusted, the head's been torqued, it turns over freely, the rings have been oiled, gapped, checked, new piston, new hone job, and a little bit of boring. Put the carburetor on it. This engine then goes back into this bay in the side of the Isetta, and the clutch is actuated by this little rod. When you step on the pedal, the rod that's inside the main shaft here pops out, and it depresses the pressure plate, which engages your clutch. So that's the job for today, is to get the engine back in IMA and see if we can get her running. All the other cars here are just going to have to wait. There's a lot of them around. Oh my goodness. I think I said we have a bumper crop of Isettas. That's what's going on in the shop today. Thanks for coming along on this journey. Thanks for supporting the channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned for something really fun. All right, so for those of you who have stayed tuned, good for you. I posted or filmed a video earlier of putting the clutch in IMA and then getting the engine ready to put in. I now have the engine in there. It's not completely in. Some of the mounts and stuff are not bolted up all the way, but I've got the exhaust. I've got fuel hooked up. You can see I've got a little drip of fuel. I believe I have all the wires hooked up for the Dynastart. I've got the battery hooked up, and this is proof of the pudding. I'm going to see if she'll start. I'm hoping it'll fire right up. I don't see why it wouldn't. I also put a new base gasket between the carburetor and the intake manifold. This engine is not that old, but it had a severe oil burning problem. And to be quite honest, I never for sure knew what the problem was. I think it was the piston. I showed you the piston. It was scored and it had an expansion slot in it, and it looked bad, and the crosshatch on the cylinder wasn't that great, but I could never say 100% sure that's where the oil burning problem was. So I'm hoping this fixes it. So we've new piston, new piston pin, new bore job. It's a little oversized, and cleaned up the valves, cleaned up everything, new head gasket, and we're ready to wing it over. So I've got the gas turned on to reserve there. I do have this open here. This is our inspection area. I probably should do a compression test once I get this thing running, but I want to see if it runs. So we're going to turn our choke on, which is here, and we're going to hope the battery's hooked up. This has a lithium battery. No, it's not lithium. Yeah, maybe it is. Some type of a Napa battery. It's really small. I'm excited to try this. Are you ready? We've got a red light right there. Yes. Uh-oh. Oh. Sounds like it's flooded. Let's try this. Little backfire there. Let me give it a little gas. There it goes. Oh, I forgot to mention we put oil in the engine as well. Okay, we got a runner. Quite a bit of blow-by back spray off carburetor. I don't think that's normal. There's our blow-by tube here. You feel, doesn't have a downdraft tube. I don't feel any compression blow-by. We've got a little bit of exhaust puffing. I think we got to take this outside and drive it around a little bit. It runs, and runs quite well. So I got to break in the new rings. I think it's time to drive it. Let me button up everything and we'll take it for a drive a little while later. But it's running. Yay! All right, as you can see, little Ima is outside warming up, and I don't think I have good news. I think she's still a smoker, which is really a bummer. After a new piston, new rings, I don't know if you can see the heavy exhaust. And I'm pretty sure that's oil smoke. I gotta talk to the customer and see if we can rebuild the head. I didn't see anything wrong with the head, but something's not quite right. Oh, and the rattle you hear is just the exhaust manifold. The exhaust heat exchanger behind the seat is rattling a bit. But I'm super bummed about Ima. She's still smoking. I'm gonna have to pull the engine again. That stinks. Literally and figuratively. Okay, we're back in the shop with Ima. We're licking our wounds a little bit. I never like to admit defeat, but This smokes too much for my liking. I don't know what's going on. There was some porosity in the intake track. I wonder if it's pulling oil from inside. I'll show you what I mean. I have a spare engine, happened to be sitting here, a plethora of parts on IMA. There was holes up in the intake there, and I wonder if oil is being pulled down through here and causing that kind of a backfire motion. So we're going to take this head off, this parts engine, and get it rebuilt, take IMA engine back out and swap and see if our oil burning problem goes away. You live another day. Got to make it right. Got to fix it. Customer is always number one.